when you don't want to celebrate an animal that ravages the landscape and destroys the ecosystem, Haigh has got you covered. We've got the Easter Bilby. Tingles with flyby. Daily ASMR videos. Hello, welcome to Haigh's Chocolate. Doing some quite last minute shopping, aren't you? Gonna be ready for Easter tomorrow. Oh, well, of course you will. Got you all sorted. Oh, no. These aren't bunnies. No, we have Easter Bilbies here. No. So, because we are an Australian company, we're very, very passionate about helping the Bilby. Never heard of a Bilby before? Well, let me tell you all about it. So, you can see it here. It is an Australian marsupial, and they are very, very important. There actually used to be two species of bilby, the greater bilby and the lesser bilby. But unfortunately, the lesser bilby is now extinct. And the greater bilby is in a bit of trouble as well. And so that is part of the reason that the Easter Bilby concept was initiated. So basically, there was actually a little girl in 1968 who wrote a story about an Easter Bilby, which then was published 11 years later. Following a bit of time, and when the Save the Bilby Fund became prominent, and they wanted to encourage the Easter Bilby, so this became a huge movement in 1991. And it was around then that we began to carry Easter Bilbies. And we are a huge supporter of the cause, because bilbies are so important to our ecosystems here in Australia. So out in the arid zones and semi-arid zones where bilbies used to be very commonly found, they are a very key species. They're what's called a keystone species. And that is because of the ecosystem engineer function that they play. So, obviously we've been overrun with rabbits here in Australia, and with rabbits, they only dig really close to the surface, and so they don't really perform any of the functions that the bilby does. The bilby digs really huge burrows. They can be up to 2 meters deep and 3 meters in length. So that is a great refuge. Lots of seeds will get washed down into these areas, and some of them will get eaten, but some will survive, and a lot of plants actually depend on those burrows in order to germinate, because they need those conditions, because obviously desert conditions are very, very harsh. So the bilby is huge for lots of plants out there, and so when the bilby's not there, then a lot of these plants can't really recruit new young seedlings. Yeah. So bilbies are super important, because obviously if those plants aren't there, they're providing providing food for other organisms, maybe birds or little reptiles. Little mice might be usually eating some of those seeds that don't get germinated, but if those new plants aren't coming, then those animals are going to lose their food source. So that's when they're called an ecosystem engineer, is because they're so fundamental and important. But of course, you didn't come in here to get a lesson about bilbies, did you? You came in here to get chocolate, I assume. Wonderful. So, we have a full range of bilbies, and they are lots of fun. We, of course, also have classic eggs. I'll show you everything. So the first one is the one I'm holding up here, is a little tin, and I think it's so cute because you can just see. Because the bilby is a nocturnal creature, and so you can see it's out at night just going and doing what it needs to do. And they're beautiful, beautiful creatures. And you can see the desert bush behind. So in here are milk chocolate little mini bilbies. Very, very cute. But of course, mini isn't the only way to go. Also got our full-sized bilbies. Well, this is the small, but you know what I mean, rather than the minis. So this is the small. So they do come in dark chocolate and milk chocolate as well. And this is, of course, our classic Haig's blend of dark chocolate, which has been ubiquitous for 100 years or more. The packaging I love on these. So you can see it comes with a nice little bow. It's in a plastic package. And you can see here on the tag, it says small dark chocolate bilby with mini eggs. And if you're giving this as a gift, it does also have this label on the back, which explains a bit more why you've given a bilby instead of the dreaded bunnies. So you can see it has our logo, Haig's Chocolates, and supporting the bilby. I'll just read you the label. The bilby is Australia's largest and only burrowing bandicoot, once inhabiting over 70% of the Australian mainland, but now a threatened species. Over 20 years ago, with rabbit-free Australia, we developed Australia's first chocolate Easter Bilbies to draw attention to their plight. Since 1993 was off, part of the proceeds from all sales of Haig's chocolate Easter Bilbies have been given to the RFA to assist their work protecting the bilbies' habitat. We also proudly sponsor the Haig's Bilby exhibit and breeding programs at the Adelaide Zoo. With the breeding programs well underway and the rabbit population reduced, the bilbies' future at last looks a lot brighter. So you can really make a big difference. We have been able to do a lot of good work from people just supporting the Easter Bilby. And the other thing that's great about it is that just by buying or talking about the bilby, you know, you're just doing a lot of work to show that the bilby still does matter to people. They're amazing, amazing creatures. So you can see they have a pointed snout. Helps them kind of get deep in there. Their pouch, so you know a kangaroo has their front facing pouch, so the baby can just come up facing mom and get straight in. Well, a bilby, their pouch is actually rear facing, so the baby would come in from behind. And that is because if you imagine they're digging through the dirt all the time, if mom was digging through the dirt and there was a baby inside, well, which nobody wants. So you can see they have that beautiful snout. Obviously they have really long, elongated feet to give them that beautiful, traditional marsupial hopping action. So they are quite special. So you can see this one comes with a purple bow, and we have a blue and a brown egg. But the small is not the smallest that we have. Well, obviously it's not the mini, it's the medium. What I mean is we also have the large Bilby. And that is a lot of chocolate. So you've got a nice amount of the Bilby eggs. Well, the chocolate eggs, I should say. Again, we have beautiful packaging here. A nice gold bow. The tag says large milk chocolate Bilby with many eggs. And then we have that same little blurb on the back. So it's really quite nice. You can see it's quite hefty. It's a lovely, lovely piece. Yeah, I know. Beautiful. They're wonderful creatures. They have these beautiful long ears. And yeah, if you ever go over to Cleveland, you can actually see them. They have a couple Bilbies on their inside exhibit. Fascinating creatures. Beautiful. Gorgeous. Its tail wraps around here, but it's kind of, they've got a little black and white tip on the end, because their main coloring is kind of just a tawny gray. Yeah. And then of course they have like pinky ears. Very cute. Yeah, you can see a little bit of that tail there. So black and then white on the tail. Pretty cool. And then of course we have our selection of eggs. So this is our medium egg. We also have a large egg. Of course the mini eggs as well. And those come in chocolate, dark chocolate, and milk chocolate. And then we have our lovely little Easter bags, which have the eggs all over them. They're very cute. So, would you like to get anything? Okay, so you want the whole lot here? You just want that displayed? Wonderful. Oh, and here we do also for the kids. We can, so you have these, so you could be the Bilby. And we are giving these away, so how many do you need? Okay, I have another one. So we'll put those together and then can have lots of Easter Bilby fun. Well, let me get that all packed up for you. Oh no, I love talking about the Easter Bilby. It's so fun. Well, let's get this all